And taper down to Footy Fetish City where the cards are red and the goals are pretty. I want you, please take me home. Yeah. Welcome back to the Footy Fetish Show where the fetish is real and the footy is soccer. We tried to get Axl Rose in the show today, but instead you had to get your booty instead, so... Here I am. I'm all yours, and I'm with my partner in crime, Mr. Ocho. Say hey, Ocho.
Back again, world. It's your booty and your Ocho.
Welcome to your paradise, baby. How's your paradise been?
It's been good.
Just good?
It's been good. Not going to complain. Long week.
Okay.
I'm kind of tired. I did get a new mattress, which is pretty dope.
Ooh.
I'm gonna let you feel it. It's one of those purple mattresses. It's got like it's like a polymer with like a grid. It's sick.
Ooh.
Highly recommend.
Have you broke it in yet?
Not yet. This is night number 3.
Ooh.
Got to do that though. Was getting some test moves in though.
Ooh, okay.
Got to get your form, get that stroke, see how it feels, you know.
Yeah, you got to get the stroke in. You got to stroke it out. You got to always stroke it out. Always, dude.
Yeah.
Have you heard about, before we jump into the world soccer, I wanted to see if you heard about this.
Okay.
So, Victoria's Secret is going to merge with Smith & Wesson.
What?
Did you hear about that?
Is this a joke?
Dude, they're going to call it Titty Titty Bang Bang.
Oh,
it's going to be fucking awesome.
Fucking called it.
Can't wait to get my Titty Titty Bang Bang on.
Oh, man.
We got a special guest today.
Do we?
We do. A very, very special guest. Ladies and gentlemen, today we're bringing on another fellow podcaster, Mr. Brendan Griffiths, and he is going to tell us all about himself as well as his podcast. It's truly awesome. I've been getting hooked on it as well. In the 11. So please go give him a follow. He's also on Insta as well as, are you on Facebook as well, my friend?
I'm not. I don't have a Facebook page for the pod. I just got my personal one is all.
Okay. All right. Well, y'all go give him a follow, all you footy soldiers. And please give a warm footy welcome. Put those feet together for Mr. Brandon Griffith. Say hello, Brandon.
What's going on, guys? Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it. I'm still reeling from that intro, man. Like, wow, I feel like I gotta bring my A game today after we came in hot.
All about the intro. It's all about the intro. It's all about the intro, man. You got to have some good music or just something that'll catch your attention. You know?
You gotta get the audience in that first 5-10 seconds, Boom. And then they're hooked for the rest of the hour.
You're damn right, my friend. You do have us beat on one thing. Did I see your mom on an episode?
I did bring my mom on an episode.
That's awesome.
Damn.
Yeah.
That is fucking awesome.
We got to do that.
I know. That is freaking awesome,
Dude,
man.
Bob. My dad was our coach. He was our coach.
How was that experience for you guys?
To be honest, it was I look back on it and I'm grateful, but he'd never kicked a soccer ball up until coaching ever. So he had to learn everything from a book. And this was around the time of Katrina, right? So we had a team, we had a professional coach. Storm comes, everyone gets displaced. The coach winds up getting displaced as well. So my dad steps up and he's like, "I'll be coach." And we're all like, "Oh, fuck." He's like, "Don't worry, I'll read about it. I'll learn it all." My dad's a mechanical engineer. All he did was run. He was just a runner. He did cross country. He was 115 pounds when he graduated high school. So, yeah, exactly. He just ran track and cross country. So he I got to give him credit for us being little 16, 17-year-old shitheads. He fucking stuck it in there. And I looking back, I learned some stuff. I learned how to play soccer tactically. He taught us how to use our shoulders. I'll never forget that. You remember?
Yeah.
He used to pair us up, and we'd have to lean our shoulders against each other and run across the field and, like, battle for position. And it was like, looking back, I was like, I am one of the most physical players I know now because of, like, stupid shit like that, you know? It was just learning how to use it. But enough about me, man. We always like to give our guests some good questions here. So first question we always ask: what is your first memory of soccer?
Man, that's a good one. I've been playing for so long. I think I probably started playing when I was like 5 years old, honestly. And I remember it was like every Saturday morning. It was like 5, 6 year olds. Everybody had those cotton T-shirts with all like a certain color, and then we had like the little logo. The town that I grew up in is called Niskayuna, so it was like Niskayuna had the little soccer ball. Like I don't know what else it said, or if there was like sponsors or anything like that. I can't remember. But yeah, I remember doing that as like my very first like memory of playing. And I remember too, it's funny, my parents always used to say that when I would play, I would always be the kid that would kind of like shy away from the ball. Like everyone would be like running towards it. Cause how like little kid soccer is just like everyone swarms to the ball, just the beehive moving around. And I was always the kid that was like, I don't really know if I want to like be in on with all that. I'm going to chill over here. So it's just funny that now, I've progressed to this point where like I can't even imagine not having the game in my life. And it's crazy how far I've come.
Awesome. Now, you said, what was the name of the city, the town you were playing in?
I grew up in a town called Niskayuna, New York.
New York.
Yeah,
Okay.
New York
cool.
boy.
Cool.
That's New York State.
Yeah. New York
Right?
State.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's upstate, so it's like up near Albany, about 2 hours north of the city.
Beautiful area.
Wow.
Cool.
Very cool. Didn't know that. Okay, more questions for you. First memory of professional soccer, whether it's Team USA or something else.
First game I ever watched like live in person was I saw a Red Bulls game.
Oh, cool.
That was cool.
Damn.
And then since I've gotten to see a couple more games, I mean, it's not my first memory, I would say, but one of the coolest was when I was playing in Germany. I got to watch Germany played Northern Ireland, and it was in Frankfurt. And I think I don't think it was a European qualifier. I think it might have just been a friendly. But just to see like all those guys in person and live and be a part of the atmosphere is crazy. Just to see crews just like strolling around and just toying with these Northern Ireland players. It was unreal. But what was so cool was, or I don't know if it was cool or not, but this is in Germany, and there's this little section of Northern Ireland fans like in this one corner, and as I'm walking into the stadium with my buddy, like we pass them, they're at a couple of bars and they're already singing and they're just like having the time of their life. And in the stadium, I swear they were louder than the entire German crowd. I mean, of course, they went on to get pumped. Like they lost like 5-0, but the whole time they're still just having a blast. And it was just cool to see like that culture, you know what I mean? And to see it live and up close like that, that was cool. So.
Fuck yeah.
And you said playing in Germany. Why were you playing in Germany? Elaborate on that.
Yeah, so I was playing with a club actually just outside of Frankfurt, in Darmstadt. So I played college ball, and then once I finished college over here in the States, I wasn't really done yet. I wanted to get a little bit more of my fix, so I was in the States for a little while longer, just trying to figure out, how am I going to do this? Like, what is this going to look like? And I got an opportunity, and I hopped on a plane and said, fuck it, let's roll. Let's see what happens. And I lived there from July of 2019, and then I left in December. So.
That's super cool, man.
Damn, that is fucking cool.
That's awesome. You might be the first player we've had on here that's actually like played abroad.
Yeah, I'm gonna say you're a professional player if you go and play in Europe.
Man, that's freaking cool.
Go ahead and say that.
I mean, you look like you're Tony Cruz's son already. So I mean,
yeah, you look like you fit in Germany for sure.
Man. If you did it to this way, if you did it to the right, you'd be Royce's son. Yeah, he's got.
Got to get the double sleeve tattoos.
Yeah.
And I'm ready to go.
Yes, sir.
Fucking right. Okay, so last question. We always got to ask the guests. Who is your favorite team?
Club and country.
That's right. Yes.
country's easy. I'm definitely a big USA fan. I love following, all the young players that we have now overseas, and that's just a cool thing for me, is following kind of the national team progression. And I'm hoping in the near future it's something that we can be more of a player kind of in the world stage. Club wise, so for me it was kind of tough growing up. Like, I didn't watch as much soccer when I was young, and I always felt like that kind of disconnect from everybody. Always had like their English teams, and I was like, you know, we don't live in England. Like, for them, it's like kind of very regional for them. Like if you're from London, like north or south or whatever, like you love Chelsea, you love Arsenal, like what have you. So I felt like, because I'm a fan of New York sports here, so I like that was always how I associated like rooting for teams. So I kind of, combined that passion for the national team, and I was like, okay, like Tottenham, they go sign some American players sometimes. They had the Friedel's their goalkeeper, they signed Dempsey, like all that stuff. So I would say I'm a Tottenham fan. And then kind of as I've, grown into the game more, I definitely support Tottenham a lot more. And speaking of which, the big signing of this week, I'm buzzing about. So I can't wait to
That's
see
a
the
big
name
one.
back in.
It is.
That's a fucking big signing. Now, okay, let's follow up on this. Do you think he's going to cut it? 38 seasons. Can he do it? Mr. $100 million man.
Who's that man? Who's that bad man?
Gareth Bale.
Oh.
If you didn't know, if you lived under a rock,
Yeah.
Gareth Bale
Yeah.
is now on Tottenham. Is it official?
Back.
It's pretty sure he was
He
on
was
a
in
plane
London
back
today.
I think it's just about official. And what I didn't even realize I saw today is that it's supposed to be, I think, like a loan deal with an option to buy or something like that, or it's something like basically Madrid is trying to dump this dude's wages and they can't figure out a way to do it, and so Tottenham's taking on like half the wages or something like that. And
I mean, he's going to be sitting the bench and playing golf in Madrid, so you might as well try and do something.
Yeah.
And he's back with
Exactly.
Mourinho too now, right?
I
true.
think, yeah, I think, I don't know. I think they're the player that he is, he's gonna have an impact with the team. I'm kind of tending to believe that maybe it was just the situation in Madrid, because there's something off about it, man. Like, why was he there for 6 years and never
I
learned
didn't know
Spanish?
that.
Like, why? You know what I mean? Like,
Shit.
of all the languages,
Right,
like,
yeah. It's
not
nobody
Russian
makes
or
it
anything.
Chinese, my dude.
It's Spanish.
Like,
It's not. You learn a couple
Spanish,
things, man. It's pretty. It's not that. Not that hard.
It's crazy. I didn't know that, man.
yeah.
That's crazy.
At least enough to do an interview here and there, like. So I don't know. I have to feel like there was something going on there. Like, he just wasn't comfortable with the culture, or didn't get along with his teammates or something. Like, because when he did come on, I mean, he had impacts when he came on for Madrid. He scored big time goals for them in big games, and so I think Tottenham has quality. And my hope is that he can add
Definitely
to that,
well
so
rested. So we'll
remains to be seen.
we'll see.
I don't.
All the news stories too, like made it sound that, like he like had to get around to golfing, like as soon
I've
as
been
he got
telling
to
people.
London or something like
I'm gonna
that.
be
Like,
honest. I'm on the side of the fence where I don't think he's got it in the tank. I think he's been riding on the coattails of that amazing midfield at Real Madrid of Modric and Kroos and Casemiro, just like we're seeing with Cristiano.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Cristiano he had a great season, but he was kind of struggling for goals there for
Needs
a
some
while.
help for sure.
He needed some serious help, and I don't know. We'll see. I'm wearing my Kroos jersey right now.
Gotcha.
But
But see, with Ronaldo, I mean, you guys are bigger into the Italian game than me. Like, do you think that's because he was in Italy, where it's a very,
absolutely.
it's a very tactical, defensive kind of game, and maybe the Spanish game suited him more for scoring goals, or is it just his lack of midfield?
My only rebuttal to that would be Lukaku, who had a very successful season in Serie A, and I think was a product of a great system. We saw him at Man U kind of fizzle out, and then you go into Inter with a great system. He's got Lautaro Martinez right next to him. You've got these two incredible players. I think it just worked well for them, and I don't think Ronaldo has found that either a midfield that helps support him. He also had Marcelo behind him, at Real Madrid.
Yeah.
So you can only imagine the right back on the opposing teams. Like, I don't know who the fuck I'm gonna cover. Marcelo, Ronaldo. Like, come on, man, give me a break. So I don't think there's enough threats on Juve to give him that one-on-one that he really likes to have. And I totally agree with you. The Spanish league compared to the Italian league is completely different. It definitely catered to his strengths. So I definitely agree with you. But I mean, you look at Lukaku and it's like, whew, how did he do it? How did he do it so well?
I don't know if you've heard this, but even Pirlo said, y'all have never figured out how to get Ronaldo the ball. I'm gonna figure out how to get Ronaldo
That's
the
right,
ball.
the coach, man.
So yeah,
Fucking sorry.
He's sorry-ass
God,
motherfucker.
What a sorry-ass coach.
Sorry-ass fuck.
And see, I'm a Milan fan, but, like, I've been ride or die with Ronaldo ever since I first saw him play. I'm like, this is that dude. So I want to see him succeed. And the Messi-Ronaldo bait, it's like, I'm all about Ronaldo. I'm grateful we have both of them, but it's like, give me Ronaldo all day. All fucking day. I'm about that.
Yep.
So it's been rough watching. I know he's been struggling. He's a true Juve fan. I'm just been like, man, it's hard to watch sorry ball. It really is. Whew.
Yeah, man.
Oh my goodness.
Well, you had a bunch of players who just didn't understand it. I mean,
What is there to understand?
There's nothing-
I don't,
yeah, exactly.
What is it? What is sorry ball?
literally, basically using your keeper as your center back and pushing everybody forward except for 3 players.
Man.
Like your 2 center backs push out, your keeper basically becomes your center back. And I mean, let's be honest, Juve doesn't have people doing that
Chesney,
shit.
yeah.
Yeah, Chesney's not fucking doing that shit. That dude has trouble enough actually playing keeper sometimes. I mean, like,
Hey, be grateful. He's
yeah.
Arsenal was at a time where they wish they hadn't let him go.
Yeah, and yeah, he has looked better this past year. I will say that. The year before that, he looked really shaky. But
Shout out to Buffon being that mentor.
yes, let's sell Chesney and put Buffon back in there.
No, don't do that. Don't do that.
Let's get really weird.
Be grateful for Chesney.
Yeah, man. Shoot.
Oh man.
Well, that being said, y'all ready to dive into this?
Yeah, that was
you ready? Let's do
Get
it.
into this,
Let's
man.
do it. So, ladies and gentlemen, as y'all know, with the wonderful COVID-19, we kind of took a little detour
A little break.
from where we started.
A little vacay.
We started this whole pod as a Champions League pod where we could cover everything, and we kind of had to take a detour to all the other different leagues. But we still love all our domestic leagues. We're not going to forget about them. We're not saying that, but we want to get back to our bread and butter,
Yeah, baby.
that Champions League. In case you didn't know, Champions League is going on right now. And
That's right.
it's just such a weird concept
Oh, man.
that we just ended it, and we're already back. There are qualifying games going on right now, but today we're going to go through what's actually going on. First and foremost, we got to break down who actually has qualified for Champions League this year. So, that being said, when we look at Spain, the top 4 in Spain, we got Real Madrid, Barcelona, Atletico, and we have Sevilla.
The mighty Sevilla.
Sevilla. I
You're
like Sevilla a
Europa
lot.
champs. Give them a shout out.
I
Damn.
do love some Sevilla a lot.
Sheesh.
England, who we got, Ocho?
England, we have 4 again. This is with that UEFA coefficient that we've brought up on episodes in the past. England is a 4-team league. They have Liverpool, Man City, Manchester United, and Chelsea.
Over in Italia, we got Juventus, Inter,
Ooh.
Atalanta, the Hughes Cinderellas, and Lazio.
Lazio. Very, 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 very,
Sneaky team.
very glad Atalanta and Lazio are
Sneaky
still
teams.
in it because Lazio were on a tear right before COVID hit. They were in second place, 1 point behind Juve. And then COVID hit, and it kind of, you could tell, it shook their team. Luckily, Ciro Immobile was able to get that golden boot of Serie A, but they were able to clinch and get that 4th spot. Very excited to see them in Champions League. Sergej Milinkovic-Savic is finally going to be on a Champions League stage. I am so excited for this young Serbian midfielder. He was once given the price tag of €100 million.
Yes.
So everyone be on the lookout. While we're talking about it, sleeper pick for fantasy.
Ooh.
Be on the lookout for that guy. Booty, who we got in Germany?
Shout out to Pun Daddy. Bayern, Dortmund, Leipzig, and Mönchengladbach.
And so these 4 countries, these are the 4 countries that are allowed their top 4 teams to qualify. from here on out, it starts to lessen or decrease and kind of diminish. So France starts it off with their top 3 teams, and because they weren't able to finish their season, they just named their top 3 teams of last year at the point of stopping, which is Paris Saint-Germain, Marseille, and Reims. Is that Reims or Rennes? We need to get Twali back on here to help us out with the pronunciation.
Rennes sounds sexier, so we can
Rennes.
I like that.
Actually, and you probably don't even pronounce the S, knowing French. Rennes. So that would be your top 5 leagues in Europe. And from here, we go into, you want to get us going, Booty?
Yes, so Russia actually has 2 spots. And by the way, folks, in case you ever want to look this up, it's very interesting. And if you didn't know, don't feel bad because we didn't either.
We just learned about this.
Yeah, a little while ago. But they're called FIFA coefficients.
UEFA.
Excuse me, UEFA coefficients. So that is what decides how many teams get picked from each country.
Right.
In the long run, it basically means what countries make us the most money. We're going to get more teams.
Right.
So that being said, Russia actually has 2 teams that have qualified. That'd be Zenit and Lokomotiv Moscow. And then in Portugal, they only have 1. So that'd be FC Porto. Belgium, Club Brugge. Beyond that, Ukraine also has 1. That'd be our boys, the Love Shack.
Baby.
The Love Shack, Shakhtar.
Sheesh. Brazil, FC Brazil.
Yep.
Shakhtar, FC Brazil.
Basically.
Brazil.
Nothing but Brazilians.
Had like 9 Brazilians in their starting lineup when they played.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I was talking to a friend of mine today at work, and I was like, hey, you got to come on the podcast sometime. He's like, I don't think I know enough, man. And I was like, you ever watch Shakhtar? He's like, oh, nothing but Brazilians, and they're going after this guy. I was just like, dude,
You're
if
fine.
you know anything about that, you're fine.
You're good, bro. You're good.
Then what else we got, Hugh?
Over in Turkey, we have Istanbul. I'm going to try my best here.
That's why I passed it to you.
Well done. Başakşehir. Başakşehir. Shout out to Istanbul in Turkey. That's a very prized Champions League spot. If your team can get their UEFA coefficient so that the top team in your league gets an automatic qualification, that's big time for your league. That says a lot about not just the top team in your league, but any team that plays on a European stage. That's also Europa. If your team is in a Europa tournament, and I have to go through this more carefully, but I believe it's game played, you get points. If you win the game, you get points. If you make it into a knockout round, you get points. And your score is averaged over like a 5-year period. And depending on where you rank in that score, your league gets 4, 3, 2, 1, or qualifying spots, which we're about to get into. The last country to have their first place team qualify for Champions League is, of course, Ajax. And with all of these teams, how many teams is this, Booty? Help me out here.
Woo! So you got 4. So you got 8, 12, 15, 17, 18, 19.
So we know it's 32
22.
teams.
22.
So we know it's 32 teams in the Champions League tournament. That means there are 10 spots for other teams to qualify and get into the group stage. And this is where it gets crazy. This is somewhere between 40 to 50 teams qualifying for these last spots. And these are teams that y'all have heard in the past. You've got Young Boys, Celtic, Booty's favorite team, RB Salzburg. Haven't even qualified, but we saw them last year do very well. Olympiacos, Slavia Prague. You've got Dynamo Zagreb. You've got all these really, I would say, in the Champions League tournament, famous teams, but they still have to go through qualifying, which is going on right now. So very interesting. We're all learning about this right now because for us in America, you just look at the top teams. Those are usually the teams that get the most attention. But as we've kind of dug into it, we were able to learn more about this. Brendan, we've been talking a lot. We want to pass it your way. What are your thoughts on this UEFA coefficient? Did you know anything about it? Give us some of your thoughts on how this all is shaking out.
I knew a little bit kind of the way that worked with the UEFA coefficient. I think it's the best way to do it, honestly. I think you want to reward the teams that have the highest caliber of players that flock to their leagues. You know, it just in you want to get the most eyes on your product if you're running the Champions League, and the way to do that is have on display all the best possible players that you can have. So as much as you might, from like a gamesman sort of perspective, want to have every country have an equal opportunity, at the same time, people want to pay to see the stars, and the stars is what makes the money. So it makes sense to me. I think, I don't know, Champions League always excites me. I think I always fall into the trap of how much we watch the Premier League, that I get so like, I'm like, this is finally the year, like Pep's gonna do it, or something like that, and it just never really seemed. I mean, barring Liverpool last year, but it always seems like, whether it's because some people argue that Spanish and French and German leagues are a little bit easier for those top teams, and then they get to Champions League and do better, or whatever the case is, it seems like for whatever reason the Champions League is kind of tough for those English teams. So it's exciting. It kind of got. I was watching the Bayern game today, got the juices back flowing again, and I'm ready.
Man, talk about flashbacks. 8-0.
Oh man, yeah.
Yikes.
Those poor Schalke boys were just like, ref, how much time? Like,
Yeah. And I was texting in a group. You got to think, Weston McKennie on his Instagram, he started like filming at the kickoff. Woo, woo, yeah, go Schalke, and then silence. And it's like, man, he's not going to put his club on blast, but he's like, thank God I am not on the field, man.
He's like, thank God I was not there for that today.
You got to think, like, if he was on the field, would it have been 8-0? I got to think it would have probably been like 4 or 5.
I go 5.
I give him 5.
It would have been bad for sure, though.
No,
not fun at all.
But remember, we were talking about it. They were just asking him to do way too much. So,
Yeah, dude.
So you have to think that
man.
maybe he would have had something to do with some kind of creative shot or chance,
Man, that's a good point you bring up, because at Schalke, at like 21, 22, how old? He's not. Is he 22? Whatever. He's young 20s. Young 20s. They were asking him to do so much for this team. Now he goes to a team that's got all these vets and leaders. Like, man, he is going to flourish.
22.
He is going to flourish. 22? Shit, he might be the youngest player on the team.
Yeah, I think he is.
He might be the youngest player at 22. How are you the youngest player on a European team at 22? That's crazy. I'm excited for that, man.
Yeah, I think you guys kind of just touched on it too. Is it seems like now maybe he's like put in a position where his role can kind of be shrunk a little bit. Like maybe Pirlo can be like, okay, all you need to do is just go win the ball back.
Right.
Like I don't need you to do anything else. Like, you have Cristiano up there.
Yep.
Like
Find him.
give him the rock and then chill.
Find him, bro.
Yep.
And then you just got Arthur. Like, look, Arthur is right next to you in the formation. Just look for him. Maybe look for Bentancur. You got Chiellini behind you. Like, you good, bro. You don't have to do it all,
Yep. That's a beautiful point, too, Brandon, because that's what Pirlo likes to do. Lose possession, get it back. That's what he's going to be doing. So,
Right.
Yeah.
Lapper and sorry-ass ball. Let's
I'm-
hope.
I'm so excited.
I'm really excited about that.
You're going from a banker to a World Cup champion.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't care if he doesn't have any coaching experience. He's a World Cup champion, and he was a pivotal piece in the tactical philosophy of that World Cup team. It's a no-brainer.
No brainer.
It's a no-brainer.
Absolutely.
Anyway, let's get back to the Champions League. Booty, what has changed?
Well,
Champions
I
League.
am surely glad you don't ask me.
Oh, surely now.
Oh,
Why
sure.
don't you tell me now, Booty?
Oh, we're talking before the show, folks, about New Orleans. There's this rumor that New Orleans people sound like that. Oh my God! Oh my
Oh,
goodness!
goodness gracious.
Oh.
It's hot as the blazes out here.
Oh, our dudes declare it's hotter than a mosquito's back over here. I don't even know what that means. So, in 2019, 2020, only ending on 23rd of August, the principal change to this year's, the 2021 year, is that everything is now, of course, pushed back, since everything before this was pushed back, since we just finished the final in August. Now, of course, everything is pushed back a little bit. So qualifying, which had been due to begin on June 23rd, kicked off on August 8th instead, with the group stage draw now going to be on the 1st of October. So that's the biggest date that we're looking forward to.
Dropping draws October 1st.
We like to drop draws here, by the way, Brandon. So the draw will be dropped.
Bring your freshest pair. Be ready.
They're going to get dirty quick. It's going to be great. It's going to be good, great. And by the way, I'm on one today, folks.
Yeah, you are, bro.
Oh, my goodness.
That
I'm
Rum
on.
Ramsey, son.
Is that Rum Ramsey? So the group stage, October 1st. Look forward to that. That's going to be the draw. It actually, you can watch that streaming live on UEFA's website, by the way.
No shit.
Yes.
All right,
free
cool.
of charge. It will be on there. So if you do want to watch it, I know it's going to be like 6 in the morning here, maybe 7 where Brandon's at, I believe.
Yep.
So with that being said, the actual group competition will be getting underway on the 20th of October.
Wait, I got to stop you.
Yes.
It says competition proper.
The competition
Is that
proper.
is that how it's worded on the Champions League website?
Yes.
The champions, the
Yes.
competition proper, getting underway 20th of October.
I like that word in there.
I just had to stop you. Competition proper.
Competition proper.
Just the competition, man.
It was worth a stop.
Yeah, it's worth a stop.
And Rosa would be proud. Our old Eagles teacher.
Yeah, he would. He'd appreciate that.
Man, but with that being said, the knockout stages will be unchanged from the original schedule. So everything after that, it's going to be back to how we normally know it, how it was originally scheduled. So, COVID, you ain't got us there, you bitch. You ain't changing that.
Makes me wonder if I almost want to do this like before the next episode is take all the league's schedules and kind of overlay them onto the Champions League and just see how that affects. Because I mean that was when you explain to someone that a team like, we'll use Bayern Munich, is playing league games on the weekend and then Champions League games during the midweek for 2 different trophies, people in America have a really hard time understanding how a team has the endurance and the ability to play at a high level with like 3 or 4 days in between. So, I mean, we already are seeing evidence of the pandemic pushing things back.
Yep.
It makes you wonder if this is going to kind of have games sandwiched closer together like we saw at the end of last season. I mean, they were banging out games every 3 to 4 days just so they could finish the league and start Champions League. And I mentioned this in the past, Brendan, that if you look at all the leagues that finished right before the Champions League started versus the leagues that had a month to 2 months off, the German and French teams went the farthest with, Bayern playing Lyon and PSG playing RB Leipzig. The German and the French league both had at least a month off before this Champions League.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, EPL, La Liga, Serie A were jam-packing those games in. You got to wonder if this is now going to affect all leagues across Europe. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, the first thing I kind of thought was I do worry that maybe this might lead to some more injuries. I don't know if that's going to play a bigger factor for teams this year. But you definitely bring up a good point because I remember really looking into it, and those teams for example, some teams in England, if you look at from start to finish, if they go kind of deep into Champions League, if they make a deep cup run, including all the preseason friendlies and things of that nature, you can have a team play upwards of 70, 80 matches in a season. And that's just that's asinine to me to think about. And so it really comes down to, like you said, do you have enough depth in your squad so that when you go to a midweek match and, you're going to Russia on Wednesday to play Lokomotiv Moscow, do you have enough in the tank to do that, hop on a plane, get back to wherever you're playing, and then perform at the weekend?
Damn.
And that's why we see those top teams that they're able to do that. But it's tough. It's really difficult.
Yeah, that's well said. You put it into a perfect perspective there. Like a team, let's say Liverpool, have all of a sudden got to travel to Russia and then make it back. And let's say they're playing, I don't know, Man City on a Saturday, Russia on Wednesday, and then they're coming back playing fucking Arsenal or Chelsea. Those are 3 incredibly difficult games. I remember we saw it last year, or maybe the year before, where, I remember Liverpool had to play Man City in the league, Champions League, and then they came back and played Man City again in a FA Cup or something. It was crazy the number of times, but that's a really good point there that, you got to think about the travel as well.
I was going to say that might actually, you might have spoken that into fruition, dude, because, Liverpool's got to play Chelsea on the 20th. Then they come back and play Arsenal on the 28th. You got your draw here, and then they're going to start play on the 20th of October.
Jeez 'em.
So everything in between those, I mean, that's badass couple of weeks right there. If they're going to be they're going to be exhausted.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting.
Yeah.
I almost wish they kept the 5 subs because
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they're removing it. You know that they're still going to be
Yeah.
fatigued. The players are still going to be worn out. It almost makes me wish that they had kept those 5 subs, not only for the players, but also for the not only for the players' health, but also to see more players on the field. I really liked when 5 players saw the field. You're like, oh fuck, the game is about to change. You're like, we're gonna see it change, whether we want to or not. 5 players on the field are gonna make a massive difference.
So that's
I
one
don't
thing they're
think it really
changing.
I don't think it really took anything away
No,
from the game. Like I didn't notice anything like, oh, that's why I don't like that rule or something. So I don't know.
yeah, because if you think about it, they did a good job of only limiting it to 3 subs, but with 5 players. So it didn't stop the game 5 times. You were only able to stop the game 3 times, which, I mean, in my mind, the rule basically didn't change. You're just adding 2 more players onto the field. It doesn't affect the flow like you're saying. It's just adding another player, which you could kind of see it make a difference. But I mean, all in all, it helped the players overall. So that was really good. Booty, do we have any more information to share with the people here?
Well, speaking of changes, they are going to change something. They're going to change
no.
back to those 2 legs, baby.
Oh,
yes,
deuces, baby.
I like it.
What's up?
I mean, it was fun, the single elimination, but could you imagine?
I hated it.
Could you imagine
It was fun, but
seeing Lyon in the second leg against PSG? Or excuse me, not PSG.
Bayern.
Bayern, yeah. Or or PSG.
What about Man City, Lyon?
Yeah,
You know
Man City,
Man
Lyon.
City's not going to let them get away with that.
Yeah.
You know that's not going to happen.
Yeah. So, I mean, that being said, all qualifying ties, they're going to be single leg matches before reverting to the home and away fixtures for the round of 16 in the playoffs.
Got you. The
So-
ones going on right now are single legs.
Correct. Yeah.
You know, that's funny you say that. Milan just won their single leg against Shamrock Rovers or something like that. And they were saying how it's a single leg now because of pandemic times.
Yep.
So
Yep.
Cool.
They will be going back to that. So it's back to Champions League as we know it.
Yes.
The single leg ties will take place behind closed doors. They have not said anything else yet.
Oh, so they're not saying no fans
They haven't said no yet.
for the. Oh.
So yeah.
Oh,
I know that Germany are experimenting with fans. We
Yes.
had a Bundesliga pundit, shout out to Pun Daddy, saying that they are going to start experimenting with fans in Germany. And I mean, they pioneered sports post-pandemic or during pandemic. So you got to think that they're on top of getting those fans back in the stadium. So that's exciting.
And this is per UEFA's website here, folks.
That's right.
So that being said, I mean, I guess things can change for the better or worse. So we'll stay tuned. But as of right now, they haven't ruled it out yet. But you ready to look at some of these matches? When are they going to take place? I need to know when they're going to take place.
Yeah, I need to get my calendar set, man.
Woo!
Set me straight, Booty.
All right. Qualifying. Oh, man. We're ridiculous.
We're having
Anyway.
too much fun.
So those qualifiers are going on right now. Those 10 spots that we talked about that still need to be filled,
That's right.
they're going on right now. So those lower end, not to, say, oh, you're a lower end team. Well, compared to the ones we already mentioned, you're, lower end. But not in a bad way. So those are going on right now, folks. Some of those teams you probably never heard of. I hope those are the ones that do it. We need like an underdog. We need an Atalanta this year. Atalanta's no longer an underdog.
That's right, man.
We need one. I think Celtics already out, unfortunately.
You know who's
Wah,
another
wah.
underdog? Lyon, right?
Yeah,
Where the fuck did they come from?
that's true.
Shit.
I'd like to go see if they made it through. They might have been ones that made it through this qualifying that we're talking about last year.
They did.
They did? Okay, there you
They
go.
did.
There you go.
I gotta check this though before
Uh-oh.
we start spitting some dumb shit.
France.
France. They did not.
They did not. So they're probably
Wow.
in there now.
They could be qualifying.
They could,
Let's
yeah.
see where they finish. You keep going. I'll
Yep.
check this out for you.
In the meantime, while he's looking that up, the playoffs for the very, very final spots, those are going to be on the 22nd, so that is in a few days here. That's next week. As far as the group stages are concerned, like we said, 20th of October is going to be match day 1. 27th of October, match day 2. Match day 3 on the 3rd of November. 24th of November is going to be the match day 4. Match day 5 we have on the 1st of December. And then on the 6th, match day 6, we have on the 8th of December. So that's gonna be all your group stages. That's your bread and butter.
Interesting. So they're all going to be during. Damn, those are going to be fast. October,
fast.
November, December.
Yep.
I mean, usually they start around September and they finish around December.
Mm-hmm.
So remember, that's what happened for fantasy last year.
Yep.
So I just pulled up last year, La Liga, Lyon. Brendan, you want to take a guess? Where do you think they finished?
I mean, League on.
Where Lyon
League on.
finished?
French league.
Yep.
Yeah. Lyon.
Oh, I'm not a 6th. I don't know.
Wow, great guess. 7.
Ooh.
So they're not in Champions League or Europa.
Oh, you hate to see it.
Wow.
Well,
You
damn.
hate-
Yeah, hate to see it. Hate to see it. Woo! So they're definitely looking to sell their players. Guarantee. Now I'm guaranteeing that midfielder, Orar, phenomenal player. I don't know if you got to catch him play, Brendan. He's on the move. Arsenal, Man City, he's on the move. Actually, I was our Arsenal pundit, Gunnar Mike, was saying that he is going to be the piece that unlocks a whole bunch of movement. Depay, apparently, Barcelona was depending on Juventus signing Suarez to then go and buy Depay. Buying Depay from Lyon. Lyon was going to use that money to go and buy another player. Now it looks like they're going to use Orar. I can't say his name correctly. They're going to use Orar to either Man City or Arsenal to unlock Depay to potentially Milan. I heard a Paquetá for Depay switch. Very excited about that. Very excited. But I'm going to miss Paquetá. But it's on the rumors, you know. Ink has not been dried. Don't listen to us until we say so.
When we tell you the ink is dry,
We
it's
say
a
the
deal.
ink is dry. It's dry.
Yeah, we were talking about it the other day, and oh man, I always say I just want to know when the ink is dry.
Yeah.
With all the rumors out there,
Yeah.
we were like, yeah,
Don't tell me rumors, just because then you get too excited.
Yeah. Sancho. How long did we go on with Sancho to Man U?
oh god,
Yeah.
still going.
It's still going on. There's still potential. There's still fucking potential. He goes to Man U. That's what's crazy.
He just keeps smirking. Like if you think about it, he's never ever really said I don't want to go there, ever. He just
Yeah.
kind of keeps smirking.
He
and
agreed.
He's like,
He agreed on personal terms.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, I'll go.
I'll
Make
go.
the deal happen. I'm in.
yeah.
He wants back in England. You know that. You know that.
Those English dudes, like it always when they go abroad, it's always like it's like a vacation. Like you just know they're always coming
Yep.
back to England. Like
Yep.
they're not staying out.
Right.
There
Nobody
forever,
wants to go
so
to fucking England unless you're from England, right?
Right.
Like, let's be real. You like rain
Yeah,
every day,
dude.
and
Oh
fucking
my
just
God.
mopey ass shit.
Dude, Brazilians
shitty
are
food.
always talking shit about English weather. They're like, man, I hate it. I'm
Right.
so depressed out here. I just need some sun in my life. It's always cloudy and rainy, bro.
The fish and chips suck. Like,
I mean, I can't imagine that Shakhtar weather can
Oh.
be any better. Like
truth.
out there in Ukraine, like just freezing your balls off in
Fuck
January. Like
You breathing in God knows what. It's like Chernobyl effect out there. Like, maybe that's why they can't get their shit together.
Hey, man.
Man,
Hey.
Ukraine is coming after me. today.
Shevchenko, bro.
That's true.
I'm telling you, Euros. Look out for Ukraine in the Euros, bro. They're going to shock the world.
Yep.
They're going to shock the world. I'm telling you.
They didn't lose a game in qualifying.
Oh, they
correct?
killed it.
Yeah.
They fucking killed qualifying.
Yeah. So, Shevchenko.
Fantasy
baby.
sleepers, check them out. There's actually a half Brazilian, half Ukrainian player on Ukraine. Be on the lookout for that guy.
Oh, man. That sounds like something like put together in Frankenstein's labs. There's just like, this Ukrainian and Brillian.
Bring
I'm
your
the greatest-
Brazilian
greatest
flag.
football player.
We will make you strong like ox.
Breathe in this air. Oh, we lost fans in Ukraine. Anyway,
We never had fans in the Ukraine to begin with.
that's true. Ireland, shout out to Ireland.
Shout out to our Irish friends. Yeah, we got a big following out in Ireland. 24 of them.
24
out there
of 'em.
following us.
Shout out to Ric Flair. Woo! 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 Knockout stages, in case you're wondering, after these group stages, folks, that is going to start. Round of 16 is going to start on the 16th of February, and that is going to go through the 17th of February. Quarterfinals.
17th of March.
17th of March, excuse me, yes. Then you got the quarterfinals, which is going to be in April on the 6th. and then that'll be ending on the 14th
Of April.
of April. And the semifinals, in case you're wondering. You're wondering, when is the semifinals? You're asking yourself. So that's going to be on the 27th of April, and that's going to conclude on Cinco de Mayo,
Damn.
5th of May. That's going to be a fun
We're
Cinco.
going to post all of this on our channel so you guys can see it because there's a lot of dates. I'm having trouble following along, and it's right in front of me.
That's why I'm like, oh, yeah. But
When's the final? When's that final?
And where and when is it?
I don't even know where this is, man.
You probably don't want to know where this is, because the last time it hosted a final, you probably want to forget about it. AC Milan fan over here.
Oh.
See, he already knows I'm going there. This is the Stevie G comeback, Liverpool comeback. That was the last time they hosted a final out there in Istanbul.
Istanbul.
So that's going to be on the 29th of May. Yes. And they redeemed themselves a couple years later.
Yeah, we did.
And against Liverpool. So, yeah.
That was a rough one.
It's just nobody cares or talks about that one, but it's okay.
They don't make the documentaries about that one.
Yeah, you know, it's okay. It's the one that Pirlo won, though.
Hey, maybe we'll. No, we won't be back. Never mind. I'm trying to think positively here. It's not working.
Maybe Europa.
Hey,
Remember Europa?
that's right. It's in Europa.
There
I
you
mean,
go.
it's in Istanbul. I think they showed a stadium.
There you go.
Let's go, Ibra. Bring us back to Champions League, man. Come on.
Bring it back. Bring it back. Well, what do you think about that? What do you think, Brandon? Let me ask you this, because Tottenham's obviously not going to be in it. So who's gonna? Sorry, I'm not. That wasn't a low blow. I wasn't trying to low blow you.
He said obviously not going to be back.
Only because we mentioned it.
I'm adding hype. I'm adding fire. I'm adding gas to the fire right here. Don't listen to me. Don't listen to me.
Oh boy. Who is your Champions League team? Who are you gonna go for?
Or a top four.
Yeah, or top four.
Who's my final four? I think. Let's see. I have to go with Bayern just because of the dominant performance that they had ending the season. I think they were talking about today when they played Schalke. I think they won like the last 21 games of all competitions, and I do think honestly Thiago leaving is kind of big for them, but I don't think it's going to be enough for them to not still perform well.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll definitely throw them in my top four. I think I'll probably put Juventus in my top four as well. And then
Booty's doing the happy dance. For those
West
who
McKinney,
can't.
baby.
Andrea
West McKinney
Pillu.
about to bag 20 goals. It's going to be amazing.
Fuck yeah. USA on the map all day.
And then I don't know. See, this is what I do every year, man. I want to throw an English team in there so bad.
Do
and
it.
Do it.
Do it.
Let's go City. Let's let Pep finally get over the hump here.
Okay.
And I don't know. I don't love any of the Spanish teams to really do it. So we'll go PSG again. That'll be my top four.
All right.
So we'll go
Solid,
City,
solid.
Juve, Bayern, PSG.
We're going to put that on our board. We'll catch in with you when it happens.
So
We
we
got
do
a nice
hot
board.
takes.
We do hot takes.
I'll put a bet for it right now, and hopefully I'll
Hell yeah.
cash out when you guys put it on the board.
Cha-ching.
Cha-ching. That's a good one. I like those. I mean, obviously,
What about you guys?
obviously Bayern, right? I think PSG looking strong as usual. They did just lose Bernat, who was a big player in that final. I still think they're going to come through. I'm gonna go. I gotta go with my boy CR7, and then the fourth team. You're like, damn, is it gonna be an English team? I'm going spicy here. I'm thinking spicy like Inter.
Spicy takes.
Give me fucking Inter, dog.
Okay.
Give me
All right.
fucking Inter,
All right.
bro.
All right.
2 Italian teams.
Let's go, baby.
Ooh.
Get them Italians back in the Champions League arena.
Okay. All right.
Booty.
All right.
Give us your 3 and 4. We all know who 1 and 2 is, right?
City's got to be in there, of course, as we both just mentioned.
Of
They're
course.
not technically my one, but they have to be in there because they didn't really lose anybody.
Yeah.
So they're still going to be there. Bayern did nothing but get better.
Sané.
Sané did pretty well today, of course.
Oh, my God.
In the first game he scored. Okay. But then again, I mean, me, you, Brandon, anybody could have scored on Schalke today. But
Yep.
so we do need to see a little bit more. But I really like Sané being there because, like we were just mentioning, I mean, these English guys we were just mentioning, they love to be home. This man is finally home. Same situation.
Yeah.
So good for him. Really hope he does well. So,
Number
Juve.
4. Yeah, I was about to say.
Juve's got to be there.
Juve.
And then my last one. So we got City, Bayern, Juve. Give me Liverpool, dude. Let me see. I don't think Klopp is gonna lay down. So give me Liverpool. Liverpool. It was very shocking that they didn't get further. They just ran into Atletico at the right time.
No, I'm not surprised. Look, we saw them get beat by Napoli. Napoli, Atletico, same play style.
Yep.
Italian, pack in, counter, win the game.
Honorable
Not
mention:
surprised.
Real Madrid. Zidane figures out a way. Vinicius Jr. takes that next step.
Did they bring in it? Well, they're going to lose Bale.
Yep.
So I guess Vinicius gets the right.
Mm-hmm.
And then you still got Benzema, who's on fire. And then I guess Hazard on the left.
And I read an article. Shout out to All Football app. It's great. If you don't have it, download it, folks. Vinicius is already trying for Bale's number 11, so he's pushing for it. So hey,
I feel like I think Asensio's got it.
him and Asensio are trying.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. I
They
say
need
we
to
have a
do-
shootout.
I was about to say, they need to have a competition.
throwdown,
They need
baby.
to have a like free kicks or something, or do something Bale would do, maybe like a round of golf for it, or
I like that. Best 9 holes of golf. Go.
yeah, or like a putt even. Like even if you don't have like a
About
good
it.
swing, just go play some fucking putt or something.
A round of fantasy football.
I
American
wonder how
fantasy
teams. I wonder how players duel it out for a number. How do you do that? Is it just like one's a bigger man? Like, oh, it's cool, man. You can take it. Because as soon as Ronaldo goes to Juve, it was like, okay, Cuadrado, find another number.
Yeah.
That's not your number anymore. Find another number.
Yeah, I think it kind of depends on like how much clout you have like when you come. Like when Ronaldo shows up, everybody knows it's like, okay, you can have any number that you want. Like, go ahead, sir. Like,
And I better have 7 on the back of my fucking jersey. No, he would never do that.
I think the same thing happened with Tom Brady when he went to Tampa. The Godwin had 12.
Oh, wow.
And they said, "What are you gonna do?" He goes, "He better fucking ask nicely." Like, yeah, I'm giving that to him. Shit.
Oh, that's funny.
But yeah, man, I think that's my 4, man.
I'll tell you what, Sergio's going to be there.
Yeah,
As honorable mention. We're thinking Sergio, Ramos, Marcelo.
which they didn't have in that last game.
Dude, monstrumental.
Yep.
Am I saying that word right?
Yep.
Monstrumental.
As we had mentioned, and I'm sure you know this, Brandon, but a lot of people don't even think about all the goals he actually contributes. They're just thinking, oh, they're not going to have him in the back.
He's a leader, too.
yeah,
So
set pieces, he's big. Corners and all that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, offensively and defensively. Man.
just needs to calm down on the cards, bro.
Seriously.
Getting the cards.
Seriously,
the
bro.
cards.
Seriously.
What we
Real
got
quick, while we're on the topic of Sergio, Brendan,
Yeah.
I was recently talking to our pun daddy about this. Our pun daddy is also a Liverpool fan, and he hates Sergio Ramos because of what happened to Salah.
Okay.
And I got to ask you, I don't know if you've seen that clip recently, but the tackle that Ramos and Salah got into, give us your thoughts. I don't want to lead you, but like, what are your thoughts on that?
That was was it the final that they played?
Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember like vaguely what happened. I would have to like look at it again to really remember. It was like kind of off of the pitch, or was it like I can't remember what happened.
It was yeah. It was it was in the middle of the play early in the game, and he kind of grabs his arm and twists like you can. It's kind of dirty. So
Hold on. I'm pulling it up. I'm pulling it up. We're going to look at this. I want your
Yeah,
opinion.
I was gonna say I need to remind myself of this clip too.
So I'm not gonna. I'm gonna
remember
wait.
exactly what you're talking about.
I'm gonna wait till y'all to look at this. Oh, come on. We got an ad, ladies and gentlemen. Wait, is this it?
I think
Oh
it's
my
just
God.
dirty Ramos tackles.
Fuck, hold on.
Which God,
There we go.
you could write
There
a
we
novel
go.
on that.
30 second. So yeah, we got it. If you look at it, for me, Salah initiates by grabbing Ramos's left bicep,
Mhm.
right?
Yep.
And then Ramos is then like, okay, you're gonna keep your arm there. I'm gonna stay firm.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep my arms tight to my body, and he kind of wrenches Salah's arm through. They're not
Oh, okay. Yeah. I remember this play now. Yeah. Yeah, I remember watching it live and thinking like, okay, that's really unfortunate that that happened, but I never thought that it was really that malicious in
Okay.
intent. I think you just got really unlucky that that's the way that that arm landed.
Would you say that was a foul by Ramos?
Um, yeah, I would say that I would blow the whistle if I was the ref. But did Ramos get a card for that?
I don't think so.
No.
No.
That would probably be the right decision then.
It's one of those things. It's like, all right, maybe there was a little intent to foul him, but at the same time, it's like you can't say the man was like, "Oh, I'm gonna break his collarbone right here."
Right.
Like
I'm going to take him out the game.
if he
no, he's
if,
not doing that.
if he could do that, then he's amazing, and I want him on my team. But
And because Ramos has made tackles like that before, where you know that he's going in to hurt somebody, and you've seen that.
right,
And I wouldn't consider that one of those tackles where he was trying to do that to somebody's arm like
Yeah,
that. I don't know.
and to add on to that point, Brendan, everyone knows Ramos is a physical, aggressive, can be dirty player. And you have to know going into a tackle with Ramos, if you grab him, he's not going to be okay with it. He's going to fight back. So for me, it was a little naive on Salah's part to think that he could outmuscle Ramos by grabbing onto him, and it'd just be okay with it. Like that for me was like, you should know better. Like you should know who the players. That's why I love Ramos, because Ramos is that player that I love to have on my team when I'm playing. He's that really aggressive, overly physical player that when he goes into a tackle, the other guy is going to remember that for the rest of the game and be like, fuck, if he comes running at me, I got to get this ball out of my feet as soon as possible.
Yeah.
You know, so when you think about the kind of player Ramos is and the kind of player Salah is not a malicious player. But Sergio, you could argue, kind of is. And it's like, you got to, dude, if you're going to go in the kitchen, be prepared to get burned a little bit, you know, just a little bit. It's going to get burnt. And he got burnt pretty bad, you know.
100%.
I'm glad you said that too, because I was literally just about to say, yeah, I hate you when you're not on my team, but if you're on my team, I love you.
Yeah,
like, he's that guy. So
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
yeah.
But anyway, I just wanted to get your opinion on that because this sparked an hour-long text conversation back and forth. And my buddy is an MMA fighter. He was like, "Oh no, dude, that is a legit like MMA arm tackle move," and I'm like, sure it is, but does he know that? And he was like, well, he's a fan of Conor McGregor, and it was like, okay, that's a good point. But I mean, it's like he's a professional soccer.
Still kind of a stretch to say that he did an MMA move.
Right.
In that 4-second span, that whole play happened, and it happened so quickly.
Right.
You know, like on the field, as we're all players here. You know,
Mm-hmm.
McGregor was not in his mind. I guarantee.
Oh, I'm gonna use that move McGregor taught me.
Was he trying to foul him? Was it a dirty foul?
Oh, it was definitely a foul. Definitely
Absolutely.
a foul. Yeah.
But I don't think it was. I'm gonna break his arm right here. I'm gonna break his collarbone.
That's right.
Well,
where are we at right now?
I think
we got
we're
off on a tangent there.
Oh, I love our tangents.
Love the
tangent's so sexy. It's so sexy. When are we dropping these draws? Well, September 1st is going to be the playoff draw. So that already happened. So that the playoffs are actually going on now.
Oh, right. Okay.
October 1st, like we said, group stage draw. 20th and 21st going to be that group stage match day 1. October 27th and 28th, group stage match day 2.
Okay, cool. We went through these.
Yep. So we already went through these. We are going to put a nice little calendar. We need to find a little sexy little calendar to
We can make that work.
throw.
We can make that
do
jump.
it.
Yeah.
We do it for you.
We're going to do it for you.
We do it for the father. Let's jump into some transfers.
Let's fucking do it.
I want to
Let's
transfer
focus.
over to some transfers.
Let's transfer to the transfers so we can talk about transfers.
Transfers. So, one that is a done deal. It's done. The ink is dry. He's there. He's shaking Klopp's hand. He's piggybacking on
Got
him.
the
They're going to
jersey.
dinner.
Did the presentation.
They're going to dinner. He's banging hoes. No, I'm just kidding.
What?
He might be banging hoes. I don't know. Thiago is going from Bayern to Liverpool. Can't go wrong there, dude.
Man of the match in the 2020 Champions League final for 20 mil. You've got to be fucking kidding me.
I think it ended up being 30 altogether.
God,
$10 million incentive.
what a
Euro
steal.
incentive. Yeah, so.
Man.
Yeah, I like that
Brendan,
a lot.
who would you rather? Timo Werner, if you're Klopp, who would you rather? Timo Werner or Thiago Alcantara?
with the team that Klopp has, Thiago all day.
Agreed.
I really do like this move for Liverpool. The only thing, I have some Liverpool friends of mine, and I've been texting them, and I'm like who do you drop? Like how do you tell Henderson, the captain, okay, yeah, time to go sit on the bench, or Wijnaldum, or any of these dudes. But at the same time, it's Thiago. Like you can't pay 30 mil for Thiago and sit him on the bench. So I'm interested to see what Klopp's going to do with that talent.
Where do you put him in that midfield three? Who do you surround him with?
Poof. I don't know. I think I feel harsh doing it, but I do think you have to drop Hendo. I think you have to put Fabinho at the 6. I think you probably play Wijnaldum, and then you play Thiago as well. I think that's my 3, but I don't know. I feel bad because like Henderson's Liverpool through and through. He's been with them since they were shit, and now he got to lift the trophy, and there was a scene with his dad and everything, and it's like you just hate to then do that to him, but I don't know. There's just so much talent in there. It's hard to pick.
That's a good. So your number 10, is it going to be Wijnaldum or Thiago, or do you do a double 8 and have Firmino as like a false 9/10?
Yeah, that's a good point. I think when they played, because they've been playing out of a 4-3-3. And I think like before they would have it where Henderson and Wijnaldum would kind of be like the 2 8s, and then they would play Fabinho below them. So I think I would probably do the same thing and have Thiago and Wijnaldum play as the 2 8s, and maybe give Thiago a little bit more license to go. But I think, and when Bayern, you always felt like Thiago was dropping so deep to get the ball. Like, I don't know, maybe he likes playing deeper. I'm not really sure. So I don't know. I'm glad I'm not Klopp right now and having to make.
That's a good problem to have.
It's good problem to have.
Yeah, it's a really good problem to have.
True. Yeah.
Cool. Okay, so
what's our next one?
On the other transfer front, we've got Dzeko going to Roma, and looks like Suarez will be staying at Barcelona despite passing the Italian, was it the language test?
Yeah.
Which is the first step. I think you could probably talk on this more.
Yeah, I mean, so we talked about it last episode where it was already a complicated-ass situation, whereas between Suarez, Dzeko, and also they were looking at bringing back Moise Kean on loan, which that is actually still up in the air. That's a possibility. Ancelotti's already said he is down to let him go should he want to. Also, there's rumors of him possibly going to Napoli, which would be pretty fun. Him, Mertens. Him, Mertens, and Insigne. Oh, my goodness gracious. I hope to God that doesn't happen. Napoli already scares me.
Yeah, they're a fucking good team.
But that being said, it's looking like with all of the crazy situations with the passports and everything with Suarez that Juve has said he is off the radar now. The whole thing with Dzeko is actually who they wanted first.
Dzeko.
They wanted Dzeko first. But the problem was that Roma was waiting to get Milik.
Oh.
And they weren't going to let him go until they knew they could get Milik. So now it's rumored that Milik is going to make that move to Roma, and they're freeing up Dzeko.
Dzeko to Juve.
Yes. So as of right now,
it's crazy.
The ink is not dry.
Lots of moving pieces here. Lots of dominoes.
And at the end of the day, Juve needs somebody. They have no one. Higuain is officially at Inter Miami as of today.
That's right.
Sign the deal. The ink is dry.
Dry ink, baby.
Dry ink. Show me it. Him and Beckham going to be partying over in Miami.
What were you going to say, Brendan?
I was going to say, so that means, I thought Koeman said like Suarez wasn't really a part of the picture for him moving forward, right?
It's the weirder thing about it, yeah. So he's even said that he's down to take a lesser role and everything. Koeman's still like, I wasn't going to offer you that either. So he might not even play the whole year. It's very weird.
Did you talk about the rumor about him at Atletico?
Oh, that Atletico was another team that was interested.
Suarez might go to Atletico, which I feel like he and Simeone are like two peas in a pod.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good
Those
point.
two,
That's a good point.
I couldn't imagine any
Gosh.
other better coaching pair besides Suarez and Simeone.
Very good point.
And they need like a gritty player back at Atletico, like up top, because I think Costa's on his way out. He's that kind of gritty forward who's like just gonna fight and fight and fight for you. That would be awesome. Suarez would be motivated against Barcelona. Kind of being snubbed. I think it would be a good change of pace. Plus, he's still in Spain. He'll be all right. That would be an interesting move for Suarez. I like that. We also can't forget about the one we spoke about at the beginning of the podcast.
That's
Gareth motherfucking Bale.
Motherfucker.
Golf superstar extraordinaire. I can't wait to see him in the PGA Tour.
That is the best way anybody's ever put it so far. Like, everybody else is like, Bale, he don't give a shit. He's golfing. He's whatever. Golf, soccer extraordinaire. Footy golf extraordinaire. Ocho for the win on that
Didn't
one.
the Welsh invent golf?
They did. Scottish and the Welsh, yeah.
That's him, man. That's him. That's all day. That's all him. So, Brendan, give us your thoughts on the Bale move. Do you have any numbers as far as? I think we spoke on it, but can you just kind of elaborate again?
Yeah, so I just was reading a little bit into it before, and essentially it looks like it's a loan move where Tottenham's going to pay half the wages and Madrid's going to pay half the wages for the year, and then I think they're going to kind of reassess, because I'm not sure exactly what contract Bale is on when that's up. So I don't know. I think, if anything, too, it's a move where, like you said, if it really is that Bale is past his prime and he's not able to affect the game, then it's not like they have people at that positions and they've been able to do some things. Son's exciting up there. Kane can score goals and Lucas Moura can play well and all those types of things. So I think it's kind of besides the fact that you're paying an absurd wage, it's a win-win situation because there's not really that same pressure to play him and have him do something big for you. If he can add something to the team, then great. If not, then maybe the rumors will just continue to circle about, all right, Bale's really done. He doesn't want to play anymore and he's out. So I don't know.
So where do you put him in the Tottenham lineup? Kane obviously is at the 9. Do you put him and Son outside wingers?
Yeah, I think I'd probably play 4-3-3 with I guess I don't know. I guess I would probably put Son and Bale, play Son on the left, Bale on the right, so they can both kind of cut in. And then like underneath them, Dele. Depending on if you want to go offensive, you could probably play Moura next to him, and then have Ndombele or somebody like that sit underneath. I don't know. I think if you have a healthy Kane, if you have Son always causes problems for teams, like I don't know. That's something. Like that's a little bit of
Son,
spice in
Kane,
that
Bale.
front three.
That's
I
gonna
think
be,
I think that's your premier top 3 right there.
absolutely.
And then if you need, I think Lucas Moura would be a great kind of depth piece for Bale or Son. Whoever needs that. And then I'm really getting crazy here. I'm really putting on my FIFA hat. If Kane gets injured, do you put Bale at the 9? Could you do that?
Did he ever do that in Madrid?
I don't think so, but I mean, like, if
Is
you're
he capable,
desperate,
huh?
I mean, Mourinho, the special one.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just
He
excited.
could get special.
I'm excited to see Mourinho back, in the news because he's just pure
Ridiculous.
entertainment. He's just great TV.
That's exactly what I was going to ask you, Brendan. Let's
Okay,
talk
yeah.
off the field for a second.
Yeah, go ahead.
We saw Bale's attitude clash with Zidane.
Ooh.
How do you think these two are going to go at it? Jose and Bale's attitudes and
I'm
personalities.
excited for this because I haven't watched it yet, and I have to somehow like get Amazon Prime from somebody and watch that Spurs documentary because I've just caught clips of it, and like some of the Jose moments in it are just like out of this world. It's incredible, and I can just imagine Jose just like in the team talk, absolutely ripping into Bale if he's not performing, and I don't know. I'm here for it. Like maybe that's what he needs. Like I don't. Maybe Zidane like just kind of didn't care. Like maybe. And maybe Jose is gonna be the guy to light a fire under his ass again and be like, let's do something here. I don't know, but I'm here for it all, baby.
Absolutely. I'm glad you mentioned that too, because I saw that on Prime the other day. I was like, I don't care. No, now I care.
No, people have told me like, get yourself emotionally ready to watch that because it's a handful apparently. And what's crazy, it's like during pandemic times. Like I saw a clip the other day, and it's like Jose, the owner, and maybe some other directors are all sitting down at a table talking about how the pandemic is going to affect soccer. And you're like, holy fuck, this was like a couple of months ago, and it's already on Prime, So, yeah, I'm very excited to watch that as well. I'm glad you dropped that.
Like,
I'm probably going to start
I'm going to take
tonight.
the day off, Jose. I'm gonna take the day. Shut up. Shut the fuck up.
Give me those golf clubs.
Shut up. That's going to be awesome. Can't wait.
I think so. Like that's the thing with Mourinho. That's what I love about Mourinho is you either love him or you hate him. We've got quotes from Zlatan Ibrahimovic, one of the most arrogant, like clash with coach players. He said he would kill for Mourinho. If that doesn't tell you the kind of motivation and fire that Mourinho can light in a player,
Certainly.
I don't know a better example. Well, we also have examples of him and Pogba at Man U, right?
I think Balotelli.
Him and Balotelli. I mean, those stories are great. I don't know if you've seen those, Brendan, where Balotelli was like the last of the strikers. They had no more subs. Balotelli's on a yellow. Have you heard this story?
Oh, is this a story when he was like, whatever you do, like don't go out and get a yellow?
Yeah, be cool. Just if anybody talks back, just keep your cool. 46-minute Balotelli, straight red card. Oh man!
Did he ever say who he put in as striker after that?
No one.
Yeah.
That was it. It was his last sub. Like no more strikers.
Right.
He was like down to the last. Like Balotelli was it. That was the last player he had. But no, I'm very excited. We're seeing Chelsea get some strength. We're seeing Arsenal get some strength. I think the top 6 this year is going to be absolutely incredible. We also can't forget about Leicester, Everton, Wolves, those 3 right there. We're looking at 9 teams that are all going to just go fist to fist, toe to toe with each other in the EPL. I'm curious to see if Jose can pull it off. We know Pep can do it. We know Klopp can do it. Frankie FIFA, second year in the league, got his feet wet. Old Gunner somehow managed to get qualified for Champions League, even though he had the exact same record as last year. Don't know how he pulled it off, but hey, you're in the Champions League. Congratulations. So, yeah, this is going to be interesting. Brandon, what are your thoughts on the EPL? Do you have a top 4? Give us your top 4.
Top 4 for my EPL. Definitely got to throw Liverpool and City in the top 4. And then I think I'd probably go Chelsea, put them in the top 4, and then I'm chucking my boys in, man. Bale's
shit.
See,
making a run.
Fuck yeah.
I think, I don't know. I liked Bruno Fernandes at United. I don't know what kind of the deal is with Pogba there. Like, I don't really know where his headspace is at. Like, what's up with him when he's on? He's one of the best players in the world, but he just seems to something's going on there that maybe like we're not fully aware of. And some of those other teams you mentioned too that are always exciting to watch. I think Leicester will be another fun one to watch. Everton with signing James Rodriguez should be interesting. Wolves still has quality like up front. Traore is always interesting to watch. Jimenez. I think actually Liverpool just signed today. It happened like an hour or two ago. They signed
Jota.
Diogo. Yeah, Jota. So that will be, I don't know, again, like where he's going to play in a Liverpool lineup, but So Wolves is always a fun one to watch. I think Chelsea. I'm really interested. Chelsea's my one team that I want to pay close attention to this year because you look at that talent, and especially with, like you said, being Frankie's second year, he has the pieces now. It's time to, you have to perform. There has to be results this year with all the money that you've spent, and I just worry. Sometimes it takes players that come from other leagues a year or two to adjust. Like Kai Havertz is kind of put on this pedestal if he's supposed to be the guy, and it's tough for young players to make it in England sometimes. Everybody was worried when Pulisic came over if he was going to be able to do what he did. Luckily he has, but it's not always the case with everyone that comes into England because it's tough. It really is. So that's a team that I really want to watch and see how that plays out for them.
Definitely.
Top 4, Booty?
I'm glad y'all mentioned Wolves, by the way, because that's the one that everybody keeps forgetting about.
Yeah, man.
They didn't get rid of anybody, even though there was rumors that multiple guys are going to move.
Jota's going.
Yep.
Yeah, and they're right back. Doherty, I think, went to Arsenal.
Yep. But other than that, your two main guys that everybody was talking was going to be on the move, Jimenez, and then you had Traore that didn't move at all. That's kind of shocking to me. I really thought one of them was going to go somewhere. I actually thought one of them would go to Juve at some point.
Yeah.
But didn't
Shout
happen.
out to Spiritu Santo.
Yeah, and yeah, he's still there. Holy Spirit's still there.
Holy Spirit.
So he's doing things. Great beard, by the way, too.
Mm-hmm.
But so I think they're gonna be a fun one to watch. Everton, man. I think that's gonna be a sneaky one, man.
For Everton.
That's a sneaky one.
So excited.
With Charleston and James together.
Richarlison?
Which they, R.I.P. They just beat your boys, didn't they? 1-0.
Yeah. R.I.P.
A couple days ago. Yeah. We won't mention it again. That's it.
Yeah.
But I like your hot take, though. We're gonna give you the hot take. The Tottenham's gonna be top 4. I like that a lot.
That is a hot take. Yeah. Like that take.
I would say, despite all that, I think it's gonna be the usual suspects. Top 4, though.
I think Chelsea, Man U, 3 and 4.
Chelsea, Man U, Liverpool, Man City. Yep.
I'm putting Arsenal in there. I'm gonna drop Chelsea. Actually, hold on. I got it on my board. Liverpool, Arsenal, Man City. Actually, I have Tottenham at 4. Interesting.
You had Arsenal in your top 4 too?
I do. Man City, Liverpool, Arsenal, Tottenham. I think Chelsea, Pulisic, we've seen it, injury prone like a motherfucker, not going to last. They don't have a replacement. They lost Willian, very consistent player, who went to Arsenal with Aubameyang, Lacazette, Pepe. They're stacked up front. And then I'm looking at Man U, who, I mean, you got, right, like you said, Bruno Fernandes looked great towards the end of the season, but Pogba's headspace, where is it? Donny van de Beek, don't know how he's going to perform in the EPL.
Mm-hmm.
Rashford, solid player, but Greenwood and Martial, are they going to be able to do it 38 weeks? Especially with Champions League. They're going to have to balance that. I don't know if they've got the experience to last all season. I think they're going to have to focus on one or the other, and I think Ole Gunnar is going to want to – I think his pride's going to take over and want to do both. Same with Chelsea. Havertz, like you said, inexperience. I don't know. So I'm going Arsenal. Arteta looks incredible as a coach. He's got everybody built into his vision. Aubameyang is just signed the deal. Ink is dry. We didn't even drop that. Aubameyang, the ink is dry.
Yes.
That shit is dry. And, they're coming off 2 titles. At the end, everybody forgets. It's like, yeah, Liverpool won. Congrats. But, shit, Arsenal knocked out some big heavyweight teams at the end of last season and beat Liverpool for the Community Shield. So I think they're really looking strong. So, yeah, I got Liverpool, Man City, Arsenal, Tottenham in no particular order.
Is that MB me?
No, you're on the bottom.
Okay. Oh, I see myself now. Look at myself.
And this is not necessarily like a top 6. There was a meme that got passed around. It was like looking at the front 3 of all the big 6 teams. And if you look at like Arsenal, it's Aubameyang, Pepe, Lacazette. You look at Man City, I think it was Aguero, Sterling, De Bruyne. I forget who they were, but it was like we ranked who we thought would score the most goals out of the top 6 teams, 3 front players.
Oh yeah, we both said up.
We both said Arsenal.
Arsenal.
Arsenal looks the strongest out of all of them, in our opinion. Some other people have Liverpool. Some other people have Man City, and that's really it. Well, Arsenal, Liverpool, Man City. We'll send you that, and we'll get you. We'll put you on the board.
We gotta get your hot takes, man.
We'll get your hot takes. I've been writing down your hot takes. We'll put them on our board for you.
I had an epiphany the other day. Speaking of the Aubameyang contract, I was like, who do you remind me of? And I was like, Henry.
Wow. I see it.
I was like,
I see it.
wait.
Yes, I see it for sure.
Because he said something after he signed the deal. He said, I'm staying here. I want to be an Arsenal legend. And I was just like, ding.
Henry.
It's like it's been in front of my face the whole fucking time. Oh my God.
Oh man.
They even kind of look alike a little bit.
Yeah.
Almost same haircut.
They do. Well, not quite.
Fucking weird.
Henry went bald.
Yeah.
He went bald.
Yeah. I'm thinking early Henry, like the Juve Henry, and it didn't work out. And, yeah.
Right.
Well, news. Or actually,
We got some cool games coming
we
up.
got a couple cool games coming up.
Yeah, we got
first.
some cool ones.
Bundesliga begins today with, as we said earlier, Bayern with an
Rout.
8-0 rout, picking up where they left off. Not that they ever left off. So that's fun. Now, even funner. Serie A begins tomorrow.
Woo!
Aye.
Gaucho.
Baby. And then on Sunday, we got Chelsea-Liverpool, baby. I'm ready to fucking see that too.
Damn, that's gonna be sick.
Oh, that's going to be a good Sunday,
Chelsea,
man.
Liverpool. Give me Liverpool.
Yeah, I'll take Liverpool too. How about you, Brandon?
Yeah, I would agree. I think it's going to take time for that Chelsea team to kind of mesh together.
Yep.
Agreed.
Bunch of great guys. It's going to take a minute to see if they all work out together, though. We've been saying that for a hot minute. The Super Cup's coming up, too. So we get to see Sevilla go at it against Bayern.
Ooh.
On the 24th.
Wow.
That actually might be real. Are we finally going to see somebody slow down Bayern?
See, here's the thing, man. Sevilla just lost a ton of players from loan.
Oh, yeah.
Because you remember that guy, Monchi?
Remember you telling me that?
I don't know if you knew this, Brendan. 9 out of the 11 starters for Sevilla in the Europa Cup final, 9 of the 11 were brought in that season. And a whole bunch of them were on loan. And it's just like when you think about it, you're like, that's really impressive that they were able to get a team together, pandemic hits, and then win Europa. That's impressive. So I don't know if they've kept all those loan players. I just know that there were some players on loan. So if they had that same squad,
let's see it.
I would love to see that, bro.
Woo.
Love to see that.
Then right after that, Liverpool-Arsenal on the 28th.
What? Oh, man.
And then Der Clasico on the 30th.
Oh, that's going to be fun.
Bayern-Dortmund.
See, and I feel like Dortmund could bring it to Bayern. You know, Bayern only beat PSG by 1. Last time Dortmund played Bayern, it was a 1-0 contest. They just added Haaland. Or I think Haaland, that was like maybe his first or second game.
Yeah.
And
he's pretty fresh.
He has been you already know he's been building chemistry with Gio, Sancho, your boy from Germany.
And Gio's been getting more playing time too.
Gio's been getting the nod.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Doing
Fuck yeah,
very
Team
well.
USA. Let's go.
Let's fucking go.
I just want to advance out the group stage. Next World Cup.
Seriously, like
That's it. That's all I want. That'd make me so happy. I'd be cool with that.
Let's get to that.
We're gonna
goddamn
get
cup.
there. I'm
Let's
gonna
do it.
put it on the board. We're fucking
getting
going, baby. Bring us to Qatar. I'm gonna get my Airbnb right now, baby. Let's go. Actually, not really. I'm not going to Qatar.
Hey, the next one we can go to.
Oh, next one we going. It's gonna be fucking lit.
I commented on his picture the other day. It was the actual game that you were talking about earlier.
yeah.
You're like, what game should I hit up next? So I was like, that one Azteca, baby. 2026, baby. Azteca.
2026.
Hell yes.
Come, Canada, United States, Mexico.
Or fuck it, let's take a trip to Houston. Whatever.
Oh, I'm down to take some flights, man.
Yeah, let's do it.
This is you,
Watch a game in each country. Fuck it, we'll go to Toronto.
dude. I would love to go to Toronto. Bring a game to the 6.
I got it cash in a jar right now. I take $20 every paycheck and I put in that jar. By 2026, we'll have a ticket, a flight.
Fuck yeah, dude.
It's the USA,
Bro,
Canada, Mexico fund. So
Hot take 2026. App's gonna take off by then.
You're gonna be millionaires by then.
Podcast, yeah. We're gonna have those games paid for by the podcast in the app, and we're gonna record
Footy
there.
Fetish Show.
We're
at
gonna
the
do
World Cup.
live recordings during the world. Dude, you know what's
Cool.
crazy? When I was in Brazil, tangent real quick. I've spent a lot of time in Brazil. They have a family that's like adopted me over there. The middle brother, he'll show me all of this culture in Brazil. There's a guy in Brazil that has been making YouTube channels for a couple of years. He just ranks like stupid shit in soccer, but he's hilarious. He's a funny guy to have on the camera. He was so successful with his YouTube channel. He went to Russia for the 2018 World Cup and was recording episodes in Russia, like went to all the Brazil games and like was just vlogging the whole time there. And I was like, man, that guy, massive come up. Because you look at where he started on his YouTube channel. It's like this little room in the back of somebody's house, and they've got like a little production team of like 2 or 3 people, and they rank like goals in the Brazilian league, or they rank Brazilian players in Europe, or whatever it may be. But it's just he grew this massive following, got all this funding, and then was like, I'm taking my show to Europe. 2026, baby.
2026.
Footy Fetish is going to take a USA tour.
Yeah, you guys got some clean media passes on or something.
Oh, man.
Players.
I like where your head's at.
Shit, dude. Fuck yeah.
I like where your head and your feet are at. Hell yes. Boom,
Oh,
boom.
shit.
Let's wrap it up with some news, and we'll close it on out.
Let's do it.
Y'all ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
In case you didn't see, PSG and yeah.
I've got some actually interesting information about this.
Yes.
So let's just talk
take
about
it away. Go ahead. So
PSG Marseille, 5 red cards post 90 minutes. It was a very intense ending of the game. Somebody got a harsh tackle, which led to shoving and pushing, and then Kurzawa started to throw fists. A couple minutes later, 5 red cards popped out, Neymar being one of them, and as well as another player on Marseille. I forgot his name. It's like Lorenzo.
Alvaro something.
There you go, Alvaro. Thank you. And Neymar accused him of racial slurs. Well, the French league has hired a lip sync interpreter to watch footage and look for racial slurs. The footage that that La Liga had didn't provide enough angles to give conclusive evidence that he did give a racial slur. Right as they were about to make this the statement saying that they didn't find anything, a broadcasting company in like Saudi Arabia or somewhere in the Middle East was like, "Oh, we've got different camera angles. You can look at our film." So now they're reopening the case. They're opening the investigation, and they're giving this footage. So we're going to find in a couple of days whether or not Alvaro really called Neymar some kind of racial slur. But, I mean, Neymar was – what does Neymar have to gain from claiming that? I mean, maybe like a lesser sentence on his red card, but I don't see where Neymar has anything to gain. Why would you make something up, risk making something like that up?
I would say, we always talk about it. I mean, he has a flair for the dramatic, but that is kind of that's a little different.
That's off the field.
When he comes back and says, I wish I had punched that guy in the face. You've never heard him say anything that serious.
No.
So that is kind of interesting. And he is suspended for 2 games because of this.
That's right.
So it's unfortunate. It's a shame that shit like that keeps happening.
But this is, I think, the perfect time for it to happen.
Yeah.
It's with the current, I don't know how to describe it, just like the current events that are going on right now. I think Europe is still well behind USA as far as civil justice and the fight against racism. I mean, just last year we saw Koulibaly and Balotelli be racially insulted during the middle of games, and you're like, what year is it over there? Like, are you guys kidding me?
Italy's notorious for being really tough with that stuff.
And if you think about it, you look back to right after the George Floyd incident happened, and it sparked this incredible movement. EPL were hands on. All the jerseys had Black Lives Matter on the back. Everybody was taking a knee. Italy, pretty quiet on the whole thing. We saw all these leagues. I think the German league had already ended. La Liga, don't think you really saw anything. So I think this is great timing for, unfortunately Neymar's got the red card and there was 4 other red cards, but I think this is good timing because it's going to really put the French league under the microscope during these current events. So, it's unfortunate it happened, but I think this is pretty fortunate timing to have this kind of come into the light of the media. So we'll see what happens. We'll keep you guys updated.
On a positive note.
A positive note.
You want to talk about Leeds for a minute? Leeds, baby. Live
Talking
at
about
Leeds.
My Bielsa boys?
Yes, dude.
Damn.
Giving Liverpool a scare, by the way. Their first game after being promoted, a 4-3 loss, but they had the lead for a second on Liverpool.
No. I
Big
missed
Daddy.
it. I didn't watch it.
Yeah. Oh, go back and look at the
I
highlights.
know it was
Yeah.
4-3.
Did you see that, Brandon?
I did, yeah. I watched that game. That was the game of many man buns. There was like 4 or 5 dudes on Leeds that had like
Oh, fuck. Hey, bro, that thing is for real. I used to have a man bun.
I used to have a ponytail. I never bunned it,
Man
though.
bun is for real, man.
But, man, if you haven't read the story of Leeds, folks, you've been living under a fucking rock. You need to go check it out. They were fighting for relegation or for promotion to EPL. They got it.
They
Their
did.
coach is a legendary Mother Russia.
legend.
Go check him out. By the way, there's also a documentary about Leeds. It is I believe it is an all or nothing on Leeds last season.
What?
It is on. I just saw it. I know I wasn't drunk because I've been doing Sober October, or Sober September. It is on Amazon Prime. So go just, I guess, search Leeds. It's going to come up.
Gotta check that one out
Yes,
too.
do it. We'll get you a damn Amazon account, man. But long story longer, Bielsa. If you haven't looked up his resume, if you don't know who he is, you should. Go look it up. What's your thoughts?
I mean, I got to go watch this. I got to go watch the highlights, first of all, and then I got to go watch this documentary. I paid for a Bielsa. It's like a 60-page, everything on Bielsa as a coach, philosophies, drills. Brendan, I don't know if I mentioned earlier, but I coach soccer. I've gone and got my national C license with the USSF, so I'm all in with looking at coaches.
Oh, nice. I have my D actually.
You got the D?
Yeah.
The D license? Man, that C license is another level.
Yeah. Whatever.
As far as the content that they provide you, the stuff. And I'm the type of person that I'm going to go in, I'm dropping the ego. I'm going to go in like I'm a little kid learning this for the first time, and I learned a shitload. There was a lot of people in there, super arrogant, high egos. I'm too good for this. I own a club. I'm a director, blah, blah, blah. I'm from England. They didn't get anything out of it. But when you drop that ego, man, whew, I became a better coach overnight. And it's not just a coaching. They're trying to help you improve your organization as well. You know, if you're a director of a club. So that also helped me out a lot because it really kind of opened your eyes to the bigger picture, not just the training sessions and the interaction between your players, but the bigger picture. So highly recommend that. Got this Bielsa PDF. I'm gonna have to send it to you, man. It's incredible because he has just got a really unique way of thinking about the game in general, and he's able to. Go ahead.
A lot of the newer, younger coaches, I guess, all kind of, everybody refers back to this guy. Like he was the one. Like I remember I read Pochettino's book.
Yep.
And Pochettino just over and over talks about his tactics and just how much he's learned from him. So it's cool to see him in the Prem too. And he has huge aspirations for Leeds. And I don't know. That's just a cool story. Another good storyline to follow this year.
Definitely agree.
Absolutely.
Looks like we got one more big piece of news here.
Kind of mentioned it, touched on it a little bit already, but Arsenal with another big win against Fulham, a 3-0 win. Do we need to talk about who scored? You want to guess?
Aubameyang,
Pepe, and your boy, their new signing,
oh, the
which
Brazilian.
we forgot to mention in the signings,
Oh,
guys.
we did.
Brazilian Gabriel.
The center back.
First game.
Magalhaes.
Yep.
Gabriel Magalhaes.
Yep.
Tight.
So they're heading in the right direction. They're looking scary.
Same, bro.
I really want to keep seeing where they're going.
Same, bro.
So
Playing good, and they still got plenty of time in the transfer window. We got our Gunnar Mike says they're going after the Ghanaian Thomas Partey. So it'd be an interesting move.
Partey time. Gotta do it. Y'all ready for that time to close things out?
I mean, do we have to?
We don't have to.
We should though.
We should,
This
though.
is a long episode.
We should. It's been fun. It's been fun. We're making good time though.
We are. Typical 90-minute
Yeah.
episode.
Yeah, sometimes we'll get we'll have drunk pundits on and it'll go 2.5 hours. And we're like, well, we're gonna have to edit the fuck out of that one.
You have to cut down that a little
Yeah.
bit.
So we're looking good.
A little bit.
We're looking down good right there. It's that closing damn time right there.
Closing time.
We always give a shout out to someone. It could be anybody. It could be soccer league. It could be non-soccer league. It could be anybody in the world. So, Brandon, I got to put you on the spot. It is your time to shout out anybody that you like. Go for it, my friend.
Shout out anybody that I want.
Team, family, soccer player.
Porn star.
Booty has shouted out a porn star.
No way.
Well, like a half porn star. She was on OnlyFans.
We're going to get her on our show.
Oh, just like an amateur sports.
Yeah,
She's a big Arsenal
she's
fan.
a huge Footy Fetish fan, and she's also an Arsenal fan. So
There you go. There you go.
she shouted out our podcast on her channel many times now because of this guy.
How I found her, nobody
You're
knows.
lying. Oh my-
No, it's been great.
We love her.
It's been amazing. So yeah, anybody you want, Brendan. Anybody you want.
Oh, I'm gonna go a different route with this. I've been as I mentioned before, I was playing over in Germany, and then I was supposed to go back in March, and then literally I had everything booked. I was ready to go, and that was kind of when shit just hit the fan here with the pandemic, and then leagues started closing and et cetera, et cetera. And now I'm watching all these leagues start up again, and I see everybody's playing again. But the big thing is, Americans, we can't travel anywhere right now because we just can't really get our shit together with this whole Corona thing. So I'm going to shout out anybody that works at the border of anywhere in Europe. If you want to just let your boy in, I promise I don't have Corona. I'm good. Just if you can just wink, wink, let me sneak on through. I'll be good. I promise. I won't overstay my welcome, and just, you can just kind of help me out a little bit. So that's where my shout out's going to go to.
Get this man on the field in Europe.
Get
Make
him.
it happen.
Get him.
Please.
Make it happen, Footy Fetish Army.
Please.
Please.
Do it. Stay in touch with us. We'll plug you. We'll
Yeah.
follow you. You spread the word of the good feet and the balls over there. We got you, brother.
Yeah, drop your podcast. What's your podcast?
Yeah, for sure. So my podcast is in the 11 with myself, Brendan Griffiths, on all the streaming platforms and whatnot. And I also do film it as well. So if anyone's big into seeing this mug for the whole time as well, then you can check it out on YouTube. It really kind of is just more or less, I think, kind of my origin story, I guess. I kind of talk about me playing in college, me playing youth, and then how I went over to Europe and did that for a little bit. And I'm just kind of trying to, I always, we were talking about these documentaries, that's always something that fascinates me, is kind of behind the scenes stuff and kind of seeing behind the curtain, I guess. And so I'm trying to just give that perspective of maybe a player who wants to kind of pursue the dream and go after it. And so trying to give as much information and insight as I can. And also I think my story of what I've done and the way I've done it can also help some people out there and maybe be inspired a little bit, whether your dream is soccer or whether it's something else that you want to pursue. So I definitely appreciate you guys having me on and also giving me the chance to talk about my stuff too. If anyone's listening and wants to go over and give me a quick listen and then let me know what you think, I'd be happy to have you. And yeah.
I'll tell you what, Brendan, I just got a great idea. What we can do is we can clip out a little sound bite from our podcast and then post it to our social media. We'll clip that out. I really liked what you just said there about what your whole podcast is. We'll clip that out, post it on our social media, tag your podcast, boom.
Gotcha.
As you're saying this what you're saying, what you're talking about on your podcast is literally the biggest problem we have in New Orleans. Is nobody knows how to break through the ceiling past 18. Nobody. We've got one player, and the only reason, I don't know if you know Patrick Mullins in the MLS. Have you heard of him?
What team does he play for?
He's played for a bunch of teams. I think he's on DC United right now.
He was on Columbus for a little bit.
Columbus Crew. He was on New England Revolution. He played with New York. He's been all over the place. But we've got him and another player. The only reason he broke through was because of his mom. His mom became his manager. She did all the research. She actually pulled him out of New Orleans, got him up to the Northeast, where he won Player of the Year or Player of a Conference, and then was able to make that transition into the MLS. And it's had a pretty, I would say, successful. I mean, last time I checked, his last contract was $350,000 a year to play soccer in the MLS. fuck yeah, I'll take that. Are you kidding me? Any
Mhm.
day. To play in the MLS?
Yeah, man. I could go on about the American system for hours and hours. That's a story for a different podcast. But I definitely touch upon that a little bit, and that I felt, first of all, that college is, I don't want to say it's a bad thing, but it's, in terms of what it does for you from a soccer perspective, it's not the same as Europe. You have 19, 20-year-olds in Europe and even younger than that who are playing fully fledged professional ball for 9, 10 months out of the year. And then the college system is very different, and it's 3 months, and then you take time off, and then you kind of you do lifting and you do all these things in the gym, and it's like, okay, but why aren't we
Yeah.
playing soccer? Like, so that, having that hindsight, looking back on it after, has been something that I talk about on the podcast. And then two, and I noticed this, and Germany's probably the perfect example for it. England's a great example for it too. Is you have leagues. There's 12 divisions of football in Germany. And so the first four leagues essentially are pretty much fully fledged professional leagues. And then fifth is kind of your right on the cusp, your semi-professional players, but you still have top quality guys playing at that level. You have top quality guys playing sixth, seventh. I've even seen guys at the eighth division who maybe they don't have that same kind of drive to really do it in a real way, but they're technically very good. And that's where I feel like is another thing that we lack in the States, is we don't really have that. Like, it's just, everything is sort of kind of like men's leagues or pickup leagues or whatever. If you don't have an opportunity to break into the pro game right away as a player coming out of college, or if you're even younger than that, then your only alternative is, I got to find my way to Europe and I got to figure something out, and then see if I can snowball from there, maybe get
Wow.
myself back to the United States. So
No,
like I said,
that was awesome.
No,
I
yeah.
went off on a tangent a little bit there because that's something that I'm passionate about, and it's tough. I'm happy that I've done it, because I think also with my playing experience, it's helped me, but also just moving to a new country, learning a new culture, doing all those things, I think are good for you as a human being. But it's not easy in the same sense to say that to an 18 or 19-year-old kid and that wants to be a professional, and say, well, the best way for you to do it is you're going to have to up and move your family and your friends and move to thousands of miles away.
Yeah.
But it's where we're at right now with our American soccer system, and we're still new and we're still trying to get better. And it's like you said, we need more coaches to go and take those licensing courses and go into it and have an open mind and try, and how can we further this game, because we should be a country that can produce quality players and can produce a quality national team. Just from the sheer fact alone that we have,
Yeah.
over
Yep.
300 million people in this country, like, we should have enough athletes that we can do something and not lose to Trinidad and Tobago and not make a World Cup. Like, that should never ever happen. No disrespect to anyone from Trinidad and Tobago, but
Right.
it just shouldn't happen.
You should be able to find 11.
Oh, they're very aware that they should not have won that game. I
Yep.
coached with a Trinidad and Tobago guy, and he was so proud and just gloated on the fact that they should have not won that game. Bruh, come on, man. How did you let us win that one? Y'all are the bit. I was like, man, hey, just take it and just enjoy it, because the next time we play, it's not going to happen. I promise you.
Yeah.
So, no, that's actually, man, we're actually, as you're saying this, we're going to have to do a podcast
you.
about like, as you're talking, I'm like, damn, we got to get you back on the show, and we've got to really break down your thoughts on the American soccer system, because you've gone through it from youth to college to now going over to Europe. I mean, I'm under the impression right now that if you want to make it as a professional soccer player, you got to leave America. I hate to say it, but it's like, that's it.
Yeah, I mean, it's different for every person. There's some people there's some young players who they get into an MLS academy and then they're given an opportunity with the first team. And to those players, all power to you. That's a great way to do it as well. But just, it's those players who kind of just aren't quite at that level yet, but they still can play. They just need an outlet for it. And that's that piece that's missing, is like, okay, I was with the Union Academy. I didn't make the first team, but I'm 18 years old and I've just trained with an MLS academy for the past 4 or 5 years. Like, I'm still a good soccer player.
Yeah.
Like, there has to be somewhere that I can go and showcase my talents. And that's the piece that I think, as I said, for the amount of people that we have in this country, for the amount of different cities and markets and just the possibilities, like, there should be more teams and more avenues for people to play.
Definitely.
I agree.
And it speaks volumes too. I mean, think about what we just said. Think about the Pulisics and the McKinneys and
Tyler
and Tyler Adams and Giorena and the journey that they've gone through to get where they're at. You can imagine, like Wes McKinney said the other day, he's like, this is a dream. No, it literally is.
Mm-hmm.
You're literally living this dream to go through everything that you just said, to leave here, to go over there and to be a success too. I'm sure there's tons of guys we'll never even hear of that try to do the same thing.
Yep.
We definitely will have you back on another episode where we break down everything, because we had, like Ocho said, we have not had somebody who's actually gone through it. We even had a whole USA episode where we touch on everything and we bash the whole system here, but never somebody who's actually lived through a lot. Right.
You fucking walk that shit.
So we'd love to have you back for that. So
and you even touched upon it just then, as you look at all those players who have really done it. Like, what did all of them have to do? They had to leave to do it. You know, like Christian left when he was, I think, like 14 or something. Like, and Weston left super young, and now Gio has left young. Same with Tyler. We don't have that player that it's like we keep them in our system the whole time, and then at 18 now they're ready to go. So
it'll never happen, just because the quality of play in the MLS is just not there. It doesn't breed elite soccer players, and we've seen it. I mean, when was the last time you saw someone, like you said, go through MLS academies up to professional MLS and like be a key figure on our professional team? You look back to our earlier USA teams: Donovan, Europe; Bradley, Europe; Howard, Europe; Dempsey, Europe. They all went over there and were successful. And that experience over there is what in turn made them successful for our country's team, and then, you know, kind of dominate the MLS scene, which is crazy. Like, how is Josie Altidore, another one, went to Europe? How is he dominating the MLS scene? Like, if you compare him to strikers around the world, I don't think he cracks 40, top 30 or 40, and that might be generous.
Keep going.
That might be generous, man. Like 50.
He just got hurt while you were talking about him.
Anyway, man.
Always.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is great. You've just now opened up an entire new episode that we're going to get you back on.
Yeah, like I said, I gotta rein myself in a little bit because we'll be here for the next 2 hours.
Yeah, shit. Me too, bro.
I don't necessarily know if, you know, we need to have our league be the best, because, you know, you look at a place like Brazil, they're not the best league in the world, but that difference is, even though they send all their quality players to Europe, they still can perform on the national team level. Right? Like, I think that's the difference that we're missing, is like,
that's culture.
The league isn't good, but even if we're sending all of our best players to Europe, when they come back and put on the national team jersey, it should be at a higher level than it is, you know? So
that's well said.
Yeah,
that's well said.
Absolutely. That's the other side of the coin too. Like, who like you even mentioned, okay? So parents, like, who's Mullen's parents happen to know how to do it. It's educating the parents to understand
culture,
what they need to do.
It's all about the culture.
Yep.
Because Brazil, their culture is like soccer.
Yep.
We did an entire episode on how their culture just breeds amazing soccer players.
Yep.
And I'm talking everything from the favelas to literal music, dancing. Everyone over there can dance.
Yeah.
Yep. It's natural for them.
It's built into their culture. I always tell kids here, Ronaldinho is literally doing the samba with a soccer ball. It's a dance move. I've learned how to do it. It's not easy, and I can't do it as well as any Brazilian can, but the footwork required to do any dancing in Brazil, you just bring that over to any sport, you're going to be an elite sport, an elite athlete.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
No American parent in this world, if you tell him, hey, your son's going to be really good at soccer, he needs to go to England. He's 14. Oh, okay.
Yeah, sure. That sounds great. Yeah.
We know three
No
of them that
risks.
did.
No risks at all. Nothing.
Right.
Let me get my shout out in real quick before
Go for it, man.
This one kind of makes me sad. It's This has been a consistent guest on our show here.
Who's that?
And he's going to have to leave us this year. This is the Godfather. Godfather, if you can hear me, can you just say a few words?
You have to come close, so my hearing's not the best. But I tell you what, Ocho, it's been a pleasure hanging with you in the booty kid or whatever his name is. What's his name? Bud or something? Booty. It's been great whacking with you two, whacking teams this whole last Champions League. But I tell you what,
you put in some work, Godfather.
Man, my hands are tired.
You gotta be tired.
My
man.
people are tired, man. They're done.
They're all over the water now. You've sent quite a few sleeping with the fishes.
I don't know nothing about that.
Oh,
I don't know nothing about no water, no fish, nothing.
That was okay. Someone else then maybe.
I was just here to whack.
Well, Godfather, I hate to tell you this, but we don't need your services. You've whacked every team that we need whack. So this is goodbye.
You know where I'll be.
Okay. Well, when we need you, we'll call you. How about that?
Thank you, God.
Actually, Booty, I've been thinking about another contract killer, possibly. Maybe Tony Montana.
Burn the fucking cockroaches!
Tony Montana is going to be joining us next season to help us whack the teams in the knockout round.
Time to my fucking burial! All right, Tony. Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. Please.
Save your energy, bro.
It's a new year.
We're not even at the knockout stages, man.
Give us a second, man.
Jeez.
The fuck around me. All right, man.
All right, calm down.
Man, let me get my shout out the way
who's your
right
shout out?
quick.
Jesus.
Goodness gracious. Let me run away before Tony starts whacking some people himself. But I'll tell you what, my shout out today is going to go to a friend of ours. I actually just met him today. He messaged the Footy Fetish Show. The only name I have for him right now, ladies and gents, please go give him a follow on Instagram. It is Moise_I have a dream. Go follow him. He messaged us and he said, I have a dream. Can you help my dream come true? I said, what is that dream, my friend? He said, I need a game-worn jersey from Moise Keane, and I will not stop until I get that jersey. So shout out to Moise Keane. If you could hear us out there, please get this man a jersey.
Moise Keane, we're going to link you up with one of our old guests, Paulo Di Lerna. Paulo is also an avid jersey collector. And I think he may be able to help you out there with the Moise Keane jersey, especially if Moise is coming back to Italy, possibly Napoli, which that would be sick.
And it does look like our friend is Italian, too. Looks like I looked at his bio, and it is in Italian. So
okay.
Shout out to our boy. Hopefully we will do everything in our power to make that dream come true. So
make it happen.
Until then, make my dream come true, friend. We'll do it for you. It's time for a public service announcement. Be sure to follow us on Facebook, Insta, Twitter for the twatters. We're at Footy Fetish Show. We're also on Patreon. I've been really slacking on that.
Yeah, we're gonna do that. We're gonna get to it.
But if you do donate to us, if you do donate to us, folks, we will shout you out. Maybe Moise Keane. If you want to donate a jersey, let us know. Nova Acai. It's a great spot. This man to my right runs it. He's
We're moving
got
and grooving.
Do you like acai, Brandon? Have you heard of it?
I've only had it, I think, once or twice. It's pretty good.
I'm going to guarantee you haven't had Brazilian acai, which is a game changer.
I have not.
That's the game changer right there.
It's good shit.
It's delicious.
It's delicious.
We're growing. I actually just made 4 deliveries this week to, hold on, Chateau Coffee Cafe.
Mm-hmm.
Not Broken Egg, next door to Broken Egg, because Broken Egg were being a bunch of hoes.
Fuck you, Broken Egg. How about that?
Oh, District Donuts, and then Cafe Navarre, and then a bed and breakfast.
Okay.
So yeah,
Sweet.
So we're moving and grooving.
Good
Got
for you.
them in there.
Oh.
Yeah, man. And I made some like, not a menu, but like a restaurant guide. So yeah, it's growing.
He is also on Insta.
Yeah.
At Nova Acai. So follow him there. If you need some acai, he's got the hookup. I need some tonight, by the way.
All right.
Thank you to everybody who's been listening. First of all, Brandon, thank you for coming on. You're one of our favorite guests. We say that a lot, actually, but we just put you on the list, man, because you live through it. Seriously, we haven't had anybody that's done that. So we definitely will have you back, man. Very much appreciate you. Shout out to you and your family up there in New York, man. Hope everything's going good, and I hope everything continues to go good during these weird times. So, thanks again, my man.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate having me on. It's been fun.
You just make sure to do one thing for us. Spread the good word of the balls and the feet. The gospel according to Footy Fetish.
I got you.
Thank you, sir.
You, fellas.
A new soldier to the Footy Fetish Army. And this has been the Footy Fetish Show, where the fetish is real and the footy is soccer.